Whoa, things are changing and they're changing quick. Friends, we have to start thinking beyond wireframes and Figma and pixels and start thinking more like strategists if we're going to stay relevant in the UX and product design world. In this video, I'm going to talk about it. My name's Jamie. I help people succeed in the UX and product design industry. I work full-time as a staff product designer in the fintech world. Every day I analyze job postings, I look at current UX trends, and I leverage my over 20 years of experience to bring you this type of content. Let's dive right in. Here's what I'm seeing. If you look at job postings, for example, this one from TikTok that I just saw yesterday, what does it say? It has the standard job description, yes, but it's starting to see this: make high-level strategic decisions within the rest of the product team. Same job posting. Before designing anything, do everything possible to familiarize yourself with the core problem you are trying to solve and all of the user goals. TikTok, again, own the end-to-end design of internal tools and platforms that enable TikTok global employees to accomplish their goals efficiently and productively in a smooth manner. Check this out from Meta. Leads and delivers design projects of large and ambiguous scope. Ambiguous. You have to really make sense of all kinds of crazy things, and that is strategy. And then look at the bullet point right under it. Take broad conceptual ideas and turn them into something useful and valuable for our 2 billion plus users. Those two as well, strategy, style, requirements, right? And here we see this again from Apple, and this is for a video app job. So it says, demonstrate creative and innovative problem solving with a willingness to take the lead where needed. And then you see they're looking for collaboration skills as well. Look at this bullet point: empathy and understanding of how to advocate for user experience with peer teams like engineering, quality assurance, marketing, and even more. Okay, so if the recent UX and product design job postings are telling this, what can we do to evolve beyond just being UI and wireframe designers and getting wrapped up and rabbit holing down Figma all the time to become more of a UX strategist? So let's talk about it. What is the difference between more of a UI centered styled product or UX designer and talk more about what is a strategic UX designer? What are the differences? A UI focused designer, and I've seen this, my colleagues do this all the time, they'll get really into designing a beautiful user flow. For example, a sign-up form. Really looking at the padding, the grid, all the stuff, just all into it for so long. But a strategic UX designer won't rabbit hole down that sort of work so hard. They'll start thinking, okay, what happens before the user and the customer gets to the sign-up form? What happens after they're all signed up for the company? And they will always be thinking, how does this more end-to-end experience build the business and meet business outcomes? So you can see this is a little bit different than just focusing all your time and being the best Figma slinger there is out there. And this is what modern job postings are looking for in today and future UX designers. So let's look at more of a UX strategic approach to our jobs as UX designers. What I'm showing you here is a famous experience map from Rail Europe. This is showing customers who eventually buy a ticket and use trains throughout Europe to travel. And you will see some parts of this where, yes, they are using a website. They're using a website to search in the early stages when they're doing their research and their planning. And then in the middle stages, they are using a website to book tickets or maybe contact customer service. And then at the end of the stages, yes, they're using their apps to buy tickets, to change their reservations. And at the very, very end, they're done traveling by train and they are now sharing images of their vacation on the web. So there are parts of this that are screen design. But if you look at it, it's only maybe 20-30% of the entire experience journey. That is what strategic UX is. Finding the journey out, laying it out, finding areas to improve the entire experience, and in a world where UI is going to be dramatically sped up by AI, This is the type of thinking that organizations are looking for. Oh, by the way, if you're finding value in this video, please just hit me a quick like. Thank you very much. So here are 3 things you can start working on starting today that make you more like a strategic UX designer and a little less of a UI-focused strategic designer. Step 1, you got to think beyond the screen. So do those journey maps, do those interviews. Think things more of a satellite view. How is the customer coming all the way into your company? What's the experience ranging from multiple departments like brick and mortar establishment, if you have physical locations, other websites, other products and services, and start connecting all the dots from a larger perspective instead of just, I'm designing this particular feature, I'm designing this particular flow. Think more beyond what we used to call a user flow, which is someone does this screen, they go to this screen, they go to this screen, and they go to this screen, then they go to this screen. And think more like, what is the experience flow? So similar process, but not just screen to screen to screen. How do they find the company? How do they find your product? What are they thinking about when they come in for a landing to use your product? How are they entering your product? What's the entry point? And how are they exiting the product? And what do they need after they're done using your product? Here's an example. Instead of just designing a checkout page, which a UI-focused UX designer would do, map the full customer journey from discovery all the way to post-purchase. Okay, step 2, get really good at collaborating cross-functionally. Strategic UX designers build great relationships. They know how to reach across the aisle and work with sales, marketing, customer service reps, and engineers. Now, this skill is no small thing. You have to build relationships with these people. You have to be an exceptional communicator, and you have to take the initiative to reach out and build these relationships, especially in big companies. Here's an example for this point. Let's just say that there's concern in your organization that a product you are working on is starting to lose users. Don't just think, well, my gosh, we better redesign the UI. Try to find the root cause of what's going on. Do this by doing your UX research or reaching out to customer service reps, right? Ask them, are people telling you why they're leaving, etc.? Or maybe you work for a large organization that sends out NPS surveys and satisfaction surveys. I know that happens at my company, but they're completely in a whole different part of the organization. I have to knock on doors and ask them if they can give me information like this. So think about solving problems that don't involve just the user interface. And step 3, this one's really going to set you apart. Thinking beyond user interface and pixels means you are more almost like a business-minded person, right? You're almost like an entrepreneur that works within your company. Don't just think about aesthetics. Think about how are you driving results? How are your contributions increasing engagement, conversion rates, customer retention? And here's how you do this. Always keep asking your key stakeholders, what are the biggest goals this year? Let's revisit our KPIs that we agreed upon at the beginning of this project. Let's do a double check and see if this pathway we're going with this product is going to improve business results. And then establish how your UX decision making is meeting those goals. Again, think beyond screen design. When you are business minded, you start thinking and analyzing where are customers dropping off. It may have nothing to do with your screens. And how do you reverse those issues and bring your product back up to a success state? To recap, I'm starting to see trends in job postings that strategic UX is really kind of more of the future. And it makes sense, right? Because AI is here to stay. And I've already seen that AI does a lot of the menial tasks that UX designers used to do. It can do your research for you. It can at least synthesize research very quickly. And check this out. Look at wizard.com. This is just like any other AI generated insight tool. You simply type in the prompt that you want and it kicks out a wireframe that may not be exactly perfect, but it's a good start. And this is really crude early stuff. So it could be in theory eventually that a lot of UI is done or seriously augmented by AI tools. So this is why we see a trend towards more strategic UX designers. Companies are thinking, I don't just need someone to get in Figma anymore and sling out prototypes. I need people to think of the big picture and drive business goals. It's almost like we're starting to see a merger of the UX designer job and the project manager job, because project managers do a lot of what I'm talking about. All right, so which one of these strategies are you thinking you need to polish up to be more of a UX strategist? Let me know, drop a comment below. If you want more videos like this, just hit the subscribe button. If you're curious about my qualifications on the topic, they're in the description, along with a bunch of other useful resources that I think will help you in this area to read deeper if you're curious. Again, my name's Jamie. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.